All right, so the coin we are covering today is IOTA, and yes, this is a blast from the past, one of those big hype projects from the previous bull run in 2017. They got started in 2015, but they kind of ran into some difficult PR issues, to say the least. They were accused of overhyping announcements and hires. They even got into a Twitter feud with themselves, and the co-founders even sued each other at one point. They've been accused by the market as being vapor chain and kind of a fake it till you make it type project. And while all of that sounds super bearish for us value investors in the crypto space, this is kind of like music to our ears. And by the way, I forgot to mention they also got hacked. So they basically hit the trifecta on all things not to do if you are a cryptocurrency project in 2021. But, they've made some big strides since then. And, they've learned the error of their ways. At least that's what we're hoping. But today on the announcement that they have finally made a big step closer to full decentralization with the launch of their DevNet 2.0, which will gradually remove the pesky central coordinator that has been a big cause of belly aching by IOTA bears and critics. They're currently trading up about 10% today to $1.38 per coin with a market cap of $3.8 billion. Granted, a few years back when they hadn't hit any milestones and were much less mature as a project than, let's face it, human beings, they were at around $15 billion. So for a deep value investor who sees the recent move to their Corda side, or which is their clever terminology for killing their coordinator function and going fully decentralized, I think the $3.8 billion market cap is well below where IOTA can go. The $15 billion market cap is going to take a lot of work in building back, the faith in the community, but I think they can certainly do it. This new system will test the much maligned Tangle protocol, which uses a DAG rather than mining blocks like other chains. And while the Internet of Things market they play in is not as buzzy as it was maybe a few years ago, they're going after just an enormous market and have always had big, ambitious and audacious goals. Which is what you want, in a project when you were considering investing in. They're not, none of this is financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor, but I do think IOTA should be on your radar when looking for these projects that have been somewhat looked over in the past. It's not a popular view. No one's going to agree with me in the market, but that's what you're kind of looking for, is these projects with asymmetric returns, and that's what you're going to get from a project that no one is investing in, especially at times when they're getting bad PR. So blood in the streets type projects are kind of what we're looking for, just ones that have kind of been ignored or kind of left for dead. A lot of us made quite a bit of money on Litecoin when that was left for dead, maybe a year and a half ago or so. And price predictions are certainly tough in the space. But I can see IOTA 2xing from here in the months to come, which would put them at roughly a $7 billion market cap. That would still only be half their all-time high of $15 billion. But they've made some solid traction lately with the release of the Chrysalis network upgrade, which should make them fully enterprise ready for their big partnerships with Jaguar, Land Rover, Dell Technologies, Zebra, Climate Check, and 100+ others. But as these partnerships start gaining press and solid use cases and successes start taking shape, look for that to be a major catalyst, potentially moving into late Q3 if they can shake off some of this kind of bad mojo and bad PR nonsense. But that's kind of my take on IOTA. I think it's certainly a promising project that's had their issues in the past, but I think they're starting to find their way toward their goals. But again, not a popular opinion. There's not a whole lot of YouTubers out there that are bullish on IOTA. But that's kind of what you want. You don't want to be investing in the projects that everyone is super confident about all the time. But yeah, I just think it's an undervalued pick here at $3.8 billion market cap for the team and what they're going after. But let me know your thoughts on IOTA, where you think the project is going from here, your price predictions. Let us know of any other kind of under the radar projects and coins that you were looking at. It's kind of how we find these kind of hidden gems to bring you guys. But yeah, as always, give us a like and subscribe to the video, download the podcast, do all those internet things, and check out the link to BlockFi down below if you want $250 worth of free Bitcoin when you deposit up to $100 or more. But anyway, we like BlockFi. Check it out if you want to. And that's all, folks. I will stop babbling, and we'll be back tomorrow with another coin analysis for y'all.